לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה שבי שלומך Shalom Rav al Yisrael Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Ki Ata Hu Melech Adon B'kol Kol HaShalom.
Will join me in our prayer for healing, Misha Berach. We let our mind go to those who are in need of healing, be it of body, mind, or spirit. Misha Berach on page. If somebody can find the page, they get an extra something during Oneg. 253.
Misheberach avotenu mekor habracha limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
This time we think of Sandy Bloom, Betty Cohen, Amy Cooper, Stephanie Cooper, Liz Daniel, Elizabeth Draper, Andrew Fisher, Beatrice Frey, Jacob Gluckman, Nita Hicks, Ron Homan, Dick Kelvin, Chris Kuntz, Zach Leeds, Chaya Gabriela Bat Gula, Adele Packer, Jim Rudisell, Deborah Sanders, Randy Scharf, Julie Sherman, Howard Stafford, Elaine Stein, Molly Sweetser, Bob Ward, Hunter White, Billy Wolfson. Are there names to share tonight?
Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We welcome you to a moment of silence.
shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Amen.
At this time, I would like to invite Judy Levitt up to share some words of wisdom from this week's Parsha of Re'eh. Is that right?
It's an honor to be back on the Bima 5.5 years after my bat mitzvah for my 75th birthday. My parsha then was Mishpatim, the verse section in the Torah in which God gives the laws of the covenant. In Re'eh, this week's parsha in Deuteronomy, the Torah again describes many of the same laws about not worshiping idols or false prophets, differentiating between clean and unclean animals, giving tithes, forgiving debts, setting Hebrew slaves free in the sabbatical year, and the 3 pilgrimage festivals. But this time, these words were given not by God, but by Moses directly to the people right before they are to enter the land of Israel, the land which Moses will not be allowed to enter. 2 questions we'll consider. What is the essence of these laws that define Judaism? My paper sticking. And how must we live and practice these laws? The mark of a great leader is one who frames reality for a group. A good leader can tell us where we are going and help us see why we should choose a particular route. And Moses is considered the ultimate leader for being able to frame all these laws in a way that makes them meaningful and critical to follow. The essence of these laws is a focus on social justice and the choices we make. We have all heard the opening lines of Re'eh. See, I am setting before you today a blessing and a curse. The blessing if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God. The curse if you disobey the commandments and turn from the way that I command you today by following other gods which you have not known. And at the end, see, I have set before you today life and good, death and evil, blessing and curse. Therefore, choose life that you and your offspring may live. This seems easy, simple, but we know nothing in the Torah and nothing in Judaism is ever simple. In essence, Moses is giving the people the freedom to choose how to live. Judaism is a religion that gives us choices, and in doing so lays the moral responsibility on us and how we act. It is the most difficult of religions because we cannot blame God when bad things happen to good people. We must look at our choices, the choices of people in our community. It's about free will, but it's also about people acting in a way that creates a free society. If we treat people justly and with compassion, we will live in a society that honors the godliness in everyone. We will take it as our responsibility to care for the widow, the orphan, the stranger, to feed the poor, to care for the one in need. Do you recognize the same choices today? This congregation does so much to honor the choice of living and honoring a moral life. The tzedakah and social justice activities of so many of you, both for members of our community, but for the larger Asheville community, reflects each of your commitment to choose how to live. And as a congregation, I can tell you that the larger community recognizes how much we care. But it's never done. Judaism gives us the wisdom to recognize that it is our moral duty to act in this way as individuals and as a nation. Moses makes it clear. We are free to choose. The choice is ours. Blessing or curse, good or evil, faithfulness or faithlessness. You decide, says Moses. You decide for you, and you decide as a nation. And no excuses. It was the fault of our leaders that we behaved in a certain way, or the other side was too strong. No, says Moses, your fate is in your hands. Can we use Moses' admonitions to determine how we confront the social injustices that we encounter today? Are we ready to decide how we want to respond and then think how a nation, this country, might reflect those moral decisions? Moses reminds the people we are collectively responsible for how we treat those in need. Don't blame others for defeat. The choice is yours. The responsibility is yours. As we begin Elul tonight, as Seth said, the season of reflection as we prepare for the High Holy Days, it's a time to pay attention, to stop going through the motions and start really looking at who we are, what we do, and who we're trying to be. And then, once the sound has stopped ringing in our ears, do something about it. Consider each of our responsibility to make the moral choices. It's a heavy weight, but that is what we as Jews are committed to carry. And in what way do we practice? Moses defines the society that the Jews were to create in the Promised Land by a word that is used only once in other books of the Torah, but is used 7 times in Deuteronomy. The word that is critical to how we practice our Judaism is simcha, joy. It's not a word we think of after all the hardships that the Israelis encountered on their journey, but Moses makes it very clear that joy is what the life of faith in the land of promise is about. Moses was giving prophetic expression to the great paradox of faith. It's easy to speak to God in tears. It's hard to serve God in joy. Simcha is not a private emotion. It means Happiness shared. It's a social state, a predicate of we, not I. There is no such thing as feeling simcha alone. We share our happiness with others, and in the midst of that collective national celebration, we serve God. Think about it. Do we not exhibit joy in our services here? We certainly do. Our combined voices emit the joy of being together. Our major festivals are focused on joy and gratitude. We feel joy in being together and our connection as Jews. Yes, we can commit to the moral and spiritual practices of Judaism in simcha and gratitude. It's the way we practice the commandments that define how we choose to act morally. It can be how we prepare ourselves for renewed life. Shabbat Shalom.
Incidentally, the word for, I don't need this right now. The word for work, avodah, is the same word for worship. And I think that if we skew our personal definition towards worship as opposed to work, then we can find ease in finding that simcha that you were talking about. Thank you. Please rise for Aleinu. And that is on page 282.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגבי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום, והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת. אין עוד, ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad. Our thoughts now turn to those loved ones whom death has taken recently from us, or those who have died at this season in past years, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own zichronam livracha, may their memory be a blessing. We recall by name those taken in recent days and weeks. And, of course, we recall those whose yahrzeit occur this week, including Derek Alexander, Yetta Eichen, Amy Erdy, Aaron Friedman, Theodore Goldstein, Jeanette Greenberg, Jacob Carney, Leah Carpin, Joan Miller, Dr. Lawrence Rappaport, Jack Weissman, and Herbert Julian Winfell. If there are additional names of people observing yahrzeit this evening, please Share them with us as our gazes meet. And of course, we think of those whose names are listed in the yahrzeit, for all of those who are unable to say Kaddish on their own. We rise together as a community and recite on their behalf. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, page 294. Be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam ulamei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudisha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata da'amiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael V'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru amen. Here's to the ones that we got. Here's to the wish you were here, but you're not, 'cause our dreams bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Here's to the ones here today. Here's to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause our dreams bring back all the memories. Memories bring back you. There's a time that I remember when I did not know no pain, when I believed in forever and everything would stay the same. Now my heart feels like December when somebody says your name, 'cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will someday. Here's to the ones that we got. Here's to the wish you were here, but you're not, 'cause our dreams bring back all the memories and everything we've been through. Here's to the ones here today. Here's to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause our dreams bring back all the memories. Memories bring back you. You may be seated.
Shabbat Shalom. I am grateful to be representing the Board of Trustees and joyful that I'm sharing the Bima with Seth. Every time I do this with Seth, I like to sneak in a little mistake just so he can tell me about it later, just to see if he notices. We'll see if he notices. So I have a few announcements. Just to make sure everyone knows, thank you to Kevin Ring for the live stream handling that. We appreciate, as always, him doing that. Regular announcements for all members. We're ending the first month of our first fiscal year, so we need to hear from everyone who may have not submitted their fair share dues commitment for this year. So that's an active link. You can get the link from Buffy. You can go to your ShulCloud account and fill it out. We're really hoping to get everyone in the next few weeks. On July 16th, CBHC will be holding a poker night. It's been rescheduled. Well, it was supposed to be July 16th, but it's rescheduled for Saturday the 3rd, 7 to 9. And Alan Filer has agreed to come back as the master and host. He's fabulous at it. I don't know I think it's supposed to be lawyers who are expert at poker, not doctors, but there you go. Dr. Alan Fowler will be our master and host. There will also be mahjong tables in the gallery if you're more into that. Please see your email for registration link. Please do register so we know how many people are coming. Members and guests are invited, so please invite your friends. CBH board member And the Tikkun Olam Committee member, David Seligman, has tirelessly been assisting the efforts of Afghani refugees in their asylum process. Please see your Tuesday email for info on making donation towards the 4 trips he'll be making to D.C. this fall for these refugees for interviews with immigration services, which that's a big deal. Next Friday, weather permitting, Shabbat will be outside in our amphitheater. Oneg reminder for tonight, it is potluck, so hopefully we're more luck than pot. Just a reminder that we say Motzi and Kiddush before we dive in. So Shabbat Shalom, and I'll see you in a few minutes.
Thanks, Tikkun. So we're going to close with a song that was, at least for 1 year, our Elul anthem. It is not going to be this year, but you'll see next week what our Elul anthem is. I think you'll enjoy it. And this one comes from Psalm 51. And if that sounds familiar, it's because that's where you get those words, Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise, your name. And it goes on to say, create a pure heart in me, great spirit, renew a true soul within me. So in your insert, you should find the words for pure heart, and please rise. It's a little bit of a swaying song. Create a pure heart in me, great spirit, create a pure heart in me, create a pure heart in me, great spirit, create a pure heart in me, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within. Create a pure heart in me, great spirit, create a pure heart in me, create a pure heart in me, great spirit, create a pure heart in me, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within. Shabbat Shalom. I'll see you in the Dave Family Social Hall, and please wait for eating and drinking for Kiddush and Motzi.